Hello everyone, Sentinel2, welcome to another mod overview, this time on Simple Things. A mod that simply adds in a bunch of different blocks, some tools, some weapons, and a few other things like slow falling boots, some food, and other components for things. So yeah, we'll cover the blocks first, which you have some such as the compressed cobble, where you just fill in the grid and then you just compress it more and more. So this is obviously useful for storage, so that if you don't want to have tons and tons of cobble in chests and you want to minimize the amount of space, you can do this up to 5 times. You've got the plywood, which is made simply with sawdust and a hammer. The hammer is used in a multitude of things, like for making plates for the armor, making carbon, steel, mortar and pestle, a few other things, whilst sawdust is made with planks in a stone cutter. So I'll just check that real quick for the functionality. And we'll just put this in here. Whoops, we just want any regular planks we can get our hands on. If I can find it, here we go. So just do that, and then you get 8, and you got a ton of stacks of the stuff. So you can easily use that, and then obviously you make plywood from there, and then you can make obviously slabs and a bunch of other typical things like stairs and pressure plates and buttons and so on. So that. You've got the hazard tape block, which is made with black dye, yellow dye, and stone. I think it doesn't really matter, you can just place anywhere. And it pretty much just, I assume, is for decoration. I don't think it'd be more blast resistant or anything, or something like that. And then we have the Night Star block, which is just lapis, glass, and an iron nugget. It looks quite interestingly designed. Finally, we have the airframe, which is just wool, and that's what it looks like on its own. We'll see if you need to actually connect them or not to make something, which I don't think it makes any difference. Not really. Nothing there. Maybe it's to do with my use of fast graphics over fancy? Nothing there. So the leaves obviously will change, but this hasn't changed, so apparently not. I don't think it's redstone activated either. So I'm not really sure what the texture is there. Oh. Okay, so you can place stuff in the block space and it'll remove it. I don't think that's intended design. But yeah, you can't really break it, I think, afterwards. You can place things in there. So my guess is it's supposed to act like an air block? And it pops that off. So it's supposed to act like an air block, I think, that you can see, maybe. That's probably more the intention. Because I knew it had more functionality, it's just I didn't know what. But that kind of explains things, I guess. So there's that, I guess. If you want stuff to maybe float on something, or just have another means to be like air, I guess. Otherwise though, moving on, we have the ores, which you can mine with a wooden pick or higher. And you've got, obviously, ruby, copper, and silver. Now, ruby, of course, can be made into an apple, a shield, some armor, and some tools, as well as be used as a fuel to smelt, pretty much the same as coal. You've got copper, which can be made into tools, as well as used for plates to then make the armor. And then you've got the silver, which pretty much is used for part of the sword, with the following components here, like the nuggets and ingot. So you just use this to then make a katana, or a katana blade using steel and such, which you can get steel simply by using mortar and pestle, which you want some iron and a hammer. And from there, once you have, if I can find it again, mortar, you want a pestle, like so. You combine the two, and then you use the combined mortar and pestle alongside coal to then get coal powder. Use that to either make some compressed coal powder or a steel base, and then for the steel you just go from there. The other, however, you can use the compressed coal powder to then make carbon, and then use that to make a handle for a machete. And then obviously if you have the blade material, blade machete, you can use that and then combine the two to make the weapon there. This is pretty much what those are for, besides obviously the decoration blocks or storage blocks. Otherwise, we'll cover, I guess, the food real quick. And yeah. Before moving on to obviously some of the other stuff and the armor and tools and whatnot. So, and we're in hard mode, so that's not gonna do. Normal suit, of course. Okay. So, the diamond apple is made simply with diamonds surrounding a gold apple, not the enchanted. Which gives us 1.5 there, and regeneration 2, resistance and fire resistance. Let's clear these effects. We've got the ruby one, which is an upgrade for the diamond. Just gives us a bit there, and the following effects. We'll just go back there. We've got the fried egg, which is just an egg in a furnace or on a campfire. Just gives us a bit there. We've got toast, which is just using a knife on some bread to get toast, and then you can fry the toast if you want. Just gives us a bit there, and the fried toast that much. Otherwise, we've got, which we've covered the knife, so we don't need to cover that. The hammer obviously does many of the components there for the metals and the ores and the weapons and such. And you've got the manual grain mill, which is pretty much made like so, and used for making flour when using wheat, to then use the flour and the bottled water, which you get 8 of with the water bucket and glass. You use those to make dough, and then you eventually can make bread. So if you don't want to use obviously just wheat and you want a bit more to it, then you can do that. Otherwise, that's pretty much it for everything there.